Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are neither, wherever you are in the world. I'm Ramblin' Rusty Elm, and this is Ramblin' with Rusty. Last week on Ramblin' with Rusty, we made our way through a number of different areas in Westfield, and on Friday we ended up at the Outcast Inn. I don't know how far through the adventure here we are, but we are picking up with quest in progress. So without further ado, let's get it going. Now our quest is to recreate a drink for Ithillia. Oh, didn't want to do that. Okay, it's saying it's over here somewhere. There it is. Ah. One thing I should mention is that with this quest, the starting of this quest here at the Outcast Inn, we are farther in to this quest line than I have gone with any other character. So I'm seeing it all for the first time.
Something hides here. I feel its hatred thick and sour. Perhaps I can call it to us. This horrid relic rose from the ground. I need to talk. When you left, I was compelled to follow. I saw an image of you entering this chamber, and I knew I had to be here with you. But then this awful lamp appeared. Rudely, the storm in my head. Remember? I cannot focus through all the overlapping paths. I think... Over here. I sense a path that wishes to be explored. Shine the lamp, please. I know this. A doorway to the many paths. Step through and I will follow. My power abandons me here. I will follow if I can.
Okay, so we got something going on.
The enemy approaches. They come to imprison my prince.
No, Torvasad. They are... different. Approach, Pathwalker. A mortal Pathwalker. Such a creature is quite rare. And I see you are accompanied by one of my reflections. An Ithillia from a different path. You carry something else with you. It feels like the Lamp of Clarity. A relic created to hunt me and my unseen. It carries a spark of its creator Azora within. That gives it a bit of awareness. It must know that your Ithillia poses a threat. But why lead you to me? Sage's Dream is the mortal name for our connection to the many paths. It manifests as a drink, but is brewed from ingredients infused with my very own essence. Drinking it will reconnect my reflection to the many paths. They bloom in my shadow, or in the shadows of other Ithillias. Each path's ingredient is unique. You can find Tiramweed here, but the rest grows in other realities. Take what you need, Pathwalker. Then you must leave before my... This is my end, Pathwalker. Hermaeus Mora has declared me a threat to reality and comes to imprison me. I am tired of fighting. It is the same on every path I have examined. If this is my fate, so be it. The Prince of Fate foresees a cataclysm approaching. I used my ability to manipulate the many paths to prevent one disaster. But now Mora sees my efforts as the predecessor to something even more terrible. Do not fear, mortal. I have a plan. My scions will one day set me free, after I have had sufficient time to figure out how to avert. How strange. A mortal who walks the many paths without understanding them. Between that, keeping company with my reflection, and bearing the Lamp of Clarity, you intrigue. Not in any way your mortal mind would understand. I do not wish to drive you mad. An analogy, perhaps. Picture a diamond that somehow formed around a spiderweb, interweaving lines within a possibilities scatter across the orbis, each defined by distinct choices, with unique outcomes that lead to new realities. The many paths are the web. Control? No. But I have the power to see them, to follow their threads and alter their fates. It is one of the things that Hermaeus Mora respects about me. The mortal mind is limited, intentionally so. Comprehending the many paths should overwhelm you, and actually traversing them should be impossible. I can barely do that. Mortals are servants, performing tasks to maintain reality. Every field plowed, child born, or war fought, keeps the orbis stable by design. This fact is kept from them. Each reality bound by the many paths contains a version of an entity, mortal or Daedra. They each differ in some way, but each springs from the same seed. I am no different. Most mortals quake in fear at my presence, or demand one boon or another. But all you seek is knowledge. I suppose so. If she's lost control of her power, then she needs someone to stabilize her. It seems she chose you for this task. The more information you have, then, the better. An extended separation from the many paths, perhaps. Oh, yes, I see it now. Your Ithillia already suffered Mora's punishment. Her power was stripped from her when she was locked away. She needs to calm the storm as her power seeks to return to her. Once Hermaeus Mora chose my fate, he recruited other Daedric princes to aid in my capture. Azura answered his call by creating the Lamp of Clarity. Its light exposes my location on a path. I am as curious as you. Perhaps it does not aid you, but only appears to. Azura's essence may have a purpose of its own, and you are only along to see that purpose fulfilled. The many paths connects all Ithillias across all realities. This bond can weaken over time, causing distress to an Ithillia. We developed a means to reintegrate called Sage's Dream. It manifests as a drink to consume, but this is only an illusion. The ingredients grow in an Ithillia's shadow. They form from our essence. We each produce only one ingredient. Mixing these ingredients, when she drinks Sage's Dream, she takes in the combined essences of her reflections. She gains their understanding of her power. Your Ithillia will reconnect to the many paths. Another Ithillia. So powerful and proud. Here, I offer you a path. Collect the ingredient and let us go back. Take it, mortal, with my blessing. A new path appears. Use the lamp, mortal. So much of the path we just walked was familiar to me. The shrine, my scions. I remember it now. When Hermaeus Mora and the others arrived, I sent Torvasard and the other Scions away. They had to remain hidden, free to act when the time was right. The rest is still unclear. Step through. Let us see where this... Dread fills this path. Find the ingredient, but use caution. We are not welcome here.
I remember this area. Let's see. Yeah, I need to go this way. Well, I was hoping it would be in here. No, not up there.
Have Mora's forces finally come? Then I am finished. No. You do not belong here. But a reflection of the Prince of Pards travels with you. Have you come to revel at my defeat? To watch Hermaeus Mora imprison me? How? Of course she lost control of her powers. All Ithillias are fragile creatures. They break under the slightest pressure. Just like glass. How? My Shardborn should gut you. Whether you intend it or not, this humiliates me even more. An item of my ruin born by a reflection who walks free. If it will get you to leave, I have Hark Fruit, one of the ingredients for Sage's Dream. Azura's lamp is not a friend to Ithillia, Pathwalker. All the relics work to subdue us. If it helps make a Sage's Dream, it is not to empower my reflection. No matter. My fate here is sealed, so what do I care? Accepted. All that I am will soon vanish from reality. How could I possibly be comfortable with annihilation? No. I feel dread. When word arrived of Hermaeus Mora's plan for me, I crumbled. My followers are loyal, but they couldn't face down the combined might of the other princes. What resistance we presented. Mora's army has surrounded the shrine and will soon pour in. I will have no choice but to let them imprison me. My followers may be locked away as well. This reflection seems resigned to her fate. Quite different from the other. Let us get the ingredient and go. I saw how to open a doorway. Let us return to the inn's cellar. I sense this is the last path calling. Like before, this path stirred up memories. I experienced the same dread before Hermaeus Mora's forces arrived. But I did not collapse like a coward. I remember the armies of the other princes pounding on the doors to my shrine. My loyal Shardborn readying their weapons. The sounds of unrelenting battle. I recall the princess standing in judgment over me. She is correct. I should not trust Azura's lamp. But it led us to 2 ingredients needed for a sage's dream, and now... Step into the many paths once again, mortal. Unbridled anger fills these halls. We have entered a war zone. Find the last ingredient, but be careful.
Okay, I need to get all the way over there. More tentacles.
No, you must not bring that reflection any closer. Speak with me. Your Ithillia, does she not sense it? The Ithillia of this path, my prince, has lost herself. She has become the monster that Hermaeus Mora foresaw. Then I hope you succeed where I have failed. I tried to get my prince to calm down, but she lashed out at Mora's forces with her full fury. The more she fought, the more lost she... Why would... Oh, I understand. Azura's lamp wants to preserve your reality. By helping your Ithillia regain control, she can be safe. Flee while you can, mortal. Save your own life. Ithillia is the fate changer, the unweaver. She has power unlike any other Daedric prince. The power to shift existence itself. The unimaginable. Can you contemplate what happens when reality shreds like parchment?
Moradez! Damn his eyes! Every one of them! He wanted a monster! We must leave this path before my reflection destroys it. This Ithillia shows uncontrolled rage. It will consume every piece.
There you are! Oh, come here. I have an idea about the sage's dream. Did you get lost down here? Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. That woman is back upstairs, sitting by the fire, so I came looking for you. I think I figured out how to... What? You do? Well, that makes things easier. I'm not sure where you got ingredients that no longer exist, but the good innkeeper knows when not to ask questions. I turned my alchemy stove into the finest experimental drink maker in Tamriel. You can be the first to try it. For each ingredient, we'll need to get the temperature just right. I'll call out for more or less heat. You turn the... First, place the tirum weed in the apparatus. Slowly apply heat to steep the tirum weed. Needs more heat. Too hot. Reduce the heat. That looks nicely steeped. Next, place the hawk fruit in the apparatus. Apply heat to liquefy the hawk fruit. Again, not too hot. Needs to be hotter. No one ever wanted to try one. You'll burn the fruit. Reduce the heat.
Well, if you would
The hawk
actually
fruit looks
fucking
properly
speak up.
reduced. Now add loot berries to the apparatus. You should chill the loot berries without freezing them. It needs to be cooler. It's getting too cold. Don't freeze them. Perfectly chilled. Now to blend the drink. 2 parts steeped tirum weed and hawk fruit juice for every 1 part of chilled loot berries. That's the exact amount of loot berries we need. That's just the right amount of hawk fruit juice. No need for more. Looks like a perfectly blended sage's dream. Pour the finished drink into that carafe. Now, grab the drink and take it to that strange woman. I'll meet you upstairs.
Sage's dream. Do you have it? We walked the many paths together and learned much, mortal. Yet I still cannot control my power or clear the storm from my mind. Finally. The storm abates and I can clearly see the many paths. I can discern one reality from the next and my mind is clear. I am myself again. I shall set things right. The echoes I dragged from disparate paths are free to return to their own realms, and allow me to untangle the threads of fate and restore balance to this reality. I thank you, Pathwalker. And I am jealous of you. We learned that every Ithillia is dangerous. A broken creature that ends up hunted. We cannot change who we are. But mortals...
Okay, well, I don't know if I need to go outside or go somewhere else in the inn. It appears I need to go outside. Where is she? According to that, she should be right here. Okay, maybe I need to go out the front door. Let's try that.
The pain is gone and the threads of
There
fate
she
have
is.
untangled. What happened in there, Proxy? I sense the knot in the threads of fate has untangled, Proxy. This threat to our reality has passed. Should I assume you are responsible? Tell me what... If helping Ithillia saved reality, then you made the right choice. But the Lamp of Clarity is a powerful relic. I am glad you found it. I would like to take the lamp to bear... I predicted that the tangled threads of fate were related to Ithilia's release. But how could I know she was the direct cause? You have served the one who knows very well in this
Cold
effort.
comfort,
Here is the
symmetry of the
reward I
wield.
promised.
Weapon and spell, critical. 200% status effect chance while your health is above 50%. 10% healing done while your health is 50% or less. Huh.
I must contact Hermaeus Mora and inform him that Ithillia has regained at least some of her power. Do not take this as a slight against you. Helping her saved many lives. Take it to Skingrad for study. Azura's lamp was designed to hunt down Ithillia and her minions. Knowing how best to utilize it must be my next priority.
Okay, so our next task is to return to the townhouse. Scream at me, why don't you? Okay, we are headed this way. Oops. Oh, well, we can use some of that. Silver dust. Oh, definitely need that. Oop, oop. Hey, that's money. I gotta stop stopping for that, or I'm never gonna reach town. Well, folks, it looks like we are out of time for today's episode. We finished off the Outcast Inn and helped restore Ithilia's control over her abilities and power. And next time, we will speak once more with
He's the leader of the recollection.
Laramil and Baragon and figure out what's going on. Until then, I'm Ramblin' Rusty Elm. Have a good night, and don't forget to stop and smell the roses.